In this video, we are going to learn about the match, index, and if-error functions. To explain these functions clearly, let's go through a couple of examples. Example 1. Suppose I have a table that shows the age range for each life stage. The from column contains the starting age, while the to column contains the ending age. For instance, ages 0 to 1 represent infancy, 2 to 3 represent toddlerhood, 4 to 5 represent early childhood, and so on. If I need to find the position or row number of a specific age, let's say 6, we expect it to fall in row 4. To do this, we'll use the match function. This function returns the relative position of an item in a range that matches a specified value. The syntax is =match open parenthesis search key, comma range, comma search type, close parenthesis. Search key is a value you want to find. Range is the one-dimensional array where you want to search. Search type, which is optional, defines how the search is performed. Use 0 for an exact match in an unsorted range. Use 1, which is also the default, for the closest lower value in an ascending range, or use -1 for the closest higher value in a descending range. So we enter =match, open parenthesis, F2, comma A3 colon A11, comma 1, close parenthesis. Since the list is in ascending order, I used 1. The result is row 4. If the age is 17, the result is row 6. If I enter 19, it will look for the closest lower value, in this case 17, so the row is still 6. Can you guess what the row will be if I enter 34? Again, it will look for the closest lower value. In this case, it's 20. So the result is row 7. Now, what if you want to find the life stage for the given age? We can use the result of the match function as one of the arguments in the index function. But before entering it in a cell, let's first understand the index function. It returns the content of a cell specified by row and column offsets. The syntax is =index, open parenthesis, reference, comma, row, comma, column, close parenthesis. Reference is the array of cells to return a value from. Row is the row number within the array. Column is the column number within the array. For input 34, the expected life stage is early adulthood. Let's enter the formula to get this result. =index, open parenthesis, A3 colon C11, comma, match, open parenthesis, F6, comma, A3 colon A11, comma 1, close parenthesis, comma 3, close parenthesis. As we can see, the expected result appears. Let's test it. If we input 41, it correctly shows middle adulthood. Example 2. I have a grade conversion table with the highest grade column, a lowest grade column, and the equivalent grade. For example, if the grade is 99 to 100, the equivalent is 1.0. If it's 96 to 98, the equivalent is 1.25. If it's 93 to 95, the equivalent is 1.5, and so on. Let's use the match function to find the position or row of a given grade. For instance, for a grade of 95, the expected row is 3. So we enter =match, open parenthesis, F2, comma, A3 colon A13, comma, -1, close parenthesis. We use -1 because the range is in descending order. As expected, the result is 3. For the grade of 80, it returns row 8. Now, if we want to find the equivalent grade, we can use the result of the match function as one of the arguments in the index function. We enter =index, open parenthesis, A3 colon C13, comma, match, open parenthesis, F6, comma, A3 colon A13, comma, -1, close parenthesis, comma, 3, close parenthesis. The result is 2.75. Can you guess what the equivalent grade would be for 97? Even though 97 is not explicitly listed, the match function will look for the closest larger value since we used -1. In this case, it finds 98. So the result is 1.25. Example 3. Suppose I have a table with flight data for pilots. The first column contains the pilot name, the second column contains the aircraft type, and the third column contains the flight hours. If I want to find the position or row of a given pilot, I can use the match function again. For Captain Santiago, the expected row is 1. We enter equal sign match, open parenthesis F2, comma A3 colon A8, comma 0, close parenthesis. We use 0 because the list is unsorted and we want an exact match. Can you guess which row Captain Lopez is in? That's right, it's row 3. We can use the result of the match function to find the flight hours of a pilot. For example, if we want to know the flight hours of Captain Lopez, we enter equal sign index, open parenthesis A3 colon C8, comma, match, open parenthesis F6, comma, A3 colon A8, comma, 0, close parenthesis, comma, 3, close parenthesis. As expected, the result is 2,850. For Captain De La Cruz, it's 3,200. Now, can you guess what happens if we enter Captain Arnaiz? The result is a not applicable error because we specified 0 in the match function, which means an exact match is required. To customize the error message, we can wrap the result with the IFERROR function. Note, the IFERROR function returns the first argument if it's not an error value. Otherwise, it returns the second argument, if provided, or a blank if the second argument is omitted. The syntax is equal sign if error, open parenthesis value, comma, value if error, close parenthesis. Value is what you want to evaluate. Value if error, which is optional, is what to display if an error occurs. Let's wrap the index and match functions with if error, and set the second argument to no record found. Now, let's test the equation again. For Captain Mendoza, who is in the list, the result is 4,100 flight hours. For Captain Cruz, who is not in the list, the result is no record found. I hope this video helps you better understand the match, index, and if-error functions in Google Sheets. If you found this helpful, please like the video and consider subscribing for more content.